going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I bring you guys a week 4 of the GBA. The St. Louis Rampardos are taking on the Pittsburgh Pirattatas, and my good friend, Coach OldManTup. OldManTup's awesome, guys, and I'm really excited to battle him right now. As you saw the pre-game yesterday, the team builder, I'm really sick. Obviously, no secret here. I'm traveling this weekend. I just got back. I'm feeling kind of under the weather, but we'll do our best to try to battle against Tup here. I've got a pretty unique team this week, bringing something a little different, trying to mix it up, maybe catch them off guard. We are 1-2, definitely could use a win here. That would bring us to 2-2 and put us kind of back in the race here. OldManTup is 0-3, so he's trying to get off the schneid and pick up a W. So definitely looking to be a pretty epic matchup, guys. Question today is, what Tapu is the best Tapu? Let me know in the comment section below. Is it Coco, Lele, Feeny, or Bulu? Let me know and why. Justify your answer, and of course hit that like button down below if you guys are excited for another match. Looks like someone is inviting me to trade. I'm not gonna trade with you, man. I don't even know who Tyler is, but I'm gonna battle with Tup here and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, we are ready to rock. We are connected with OldManTup and about to throw down. Me and Tup were just talking on Discord and I forgot that we've actually played 4 times in the GBA, and apparently I've won all 4 times. So Tup is looking for his vengeance, man. He's looking for his vengeance. So let's see what he brings today. Pretty much exactly what I predicted. Did I predict his 6? I think I did. Yeah. So we nailed his 6. That's really good. Slow King, Tangrowth, Scizor, Nidoking, Hydreigon, Tapu Koko. Exactly what I thought. Perfect. Okay, so the lead here is pretty straightforward for me. I have a very dedicated lead in this matchup, which is totally to lead with my Rolex here to get up my hazards. His only way to set hazards is Nidoking. His only way to remove them is Scizor. So those are 2 very important things to note. And I'm also gonna have to try to wear down his Regenerator Core. That Slow King could be problematic if it's offensive, but my plan here 1,000,000% of the time is actually just to lead with my Rolex here, get up those Stealth Rocks. That residual damage is gonna be really clutch. And if he does decide to lead something like Nidoking, I can actually pressure it pretty hard with an Earthquake too. So we have a couple different options there, and there's really no reason for me not to do that. So we're leading with Steelix here, which is my designated answer to Tapu Koko. It's also my designated answer to a lot of things. So Steelix has a lot of pressure in this match, but we're gonna lead it here because Victini can really break through some walls, especially if he's not Scarfed Hydreigon. Victini 1-shots or 2-shots his entire team, so definitely some pretty interesting stuff to note there. But we'll see how it goes. So we're gonna lead Steelix here. It's always nice to get the team preview correct. I did plan for a lot of other stuff though. I had to factor in the fact that he could bring Blissey, he could bring Chandelure. There's a lot of things that he could have brought, but nevertheless, we'll see what he's gonna lead with here. Ideal lead, Koko, so I can find out if it has U-turn or not. He might lead Nidoking to try to get up his hazards, but if he leads Nidoking, then I get to just go for an Earthquake. So that would be really nice because that chip damage could be important. But he's got Koko Beware, which is gonna be his Tapu Koko. Oh! So I get to just set up Stealth Rocks here. There's really no reason for me to do anything other than that. I mean, I could Earthquake here, but he could just go for a U-turn into Hydreigon, and I'm actually expecting him to have the U-turn. But I really feel that the Stealth Rocks is gonna be important. It helps out on a few different damage calculations. The only thing I'm worried about is Nature's Madness Koko, which he could have, which will do 50% of my health. So we'll see. He is gonna have the U-turn. I wanna see if he does have the Life Orb or not. That'll be pretty interesting to note. But it doesn't look like he's gonna show any items there. So he's gonna get the U-turn off, get a little bit of chip damage, which is gonna break our Sturdy. But good prep on Tup's part for carrying U-turn in the first place, like I expected him to. But nevertheless, he totally could have just went with Volt Switch and then not have been able to do that. So I'm expecting him to go into Hydreigon here. He could go into Hydreigon. He could also go into his Nidoking, but he is going to go to Hydreigon here, so not too surprising there. I'm going to get my rocks up right off the bat, which is very nice. Now my designated Hydreigon switching is kind of a tough one here. It is actually Toxapex. I can leave this thing in, but it's really better off to save some hits, take some hits later. Now he could go for a U-turn here and try to switch out. I think saving my Steelix is more important though, so I'm going to go into Venomax now and make that pretty safe switch in here early game, just to try to get some knowledge on what kind of set this Hydreigon is running. Could be his Z Crystal user. I was expecting him to run Steelium Z with Corkscrew Crash or whatever to try to catch our Clefable, but we'll see what he's gonna do here. He very well could click Flamethrower, he could drop a Draco. I think he's gonna U-turn, but that wasn't a risk I was willing to make, and he's actually gonna go for the Earth Power here and predict our switch, or just kind of go for a safe middle ground play, and you can see just how well we take that, which is nice. So we see the Hydreigon has Earth Power. which is very nice there, and we can eat that up. So really, I can switch out here without really much of a problem. He can choose to U-turn. He could choose to do a couple of different things, but really, like, knowing how much that Earth Power did, like, he's not really going to be able to do too much to us otherwise. I could go into Darcula, which is a typo in his name, or I could simply go for a Scald here or try to recover off the damage. I'm thinking that I could also just try to Toxic him here. And like, what can switch it to a Toxic? Nothing aside from his Nidoking. I don't think he would switch Nidoking in here though. Because the potential Scald is there. I could go into Darcula though, which is my Dracula. Which could be a really poor play though, because if he goes for like a Draco on that could be problematic. I want to scout out a little bit of knowledge on this set. I don't think he's going to Draco here. Although he could. He very well could Draco. Do I think he's going to though? I really don't. I don't think he's going to Draco Meteor. I'm going to make the switch into Dracula, which is our Glasgow, and see what he wants to do. Now this could be a really bad switch if he predicts it and goes for like a Draco Meteor. I think he's going to Earth Power though, but we'll see what he's going to do. He's going to actually fire off a Z move here. Is it the Dragon Z move? I don't know which one that is. I don't remember. Is that the Groundium Z? If that's the Groundium Z, I think that is. It is. So we actually burn a Z move, so that was a great play there. So I had a feeling that was the Groundium Z. I've seen quite a few of those, and now we know he doesn't have an item anymore, which is awesome. Now obviously I have to make an interesting play here. So he's not going to make the switch into... let's see, what would he do here? He is definitely, he could Draco. He is definitely not going to switch into Nidoking. He could go into Tangrowth. That's a pretty solid option, is him going into Tangrowth here. I can go back into Venomax. I could also U-turn and take a potential Draco Meteor. That would be the struggle here, is if I do take a Draco Meteor with my Gliscor. Is that something I really want to do against the Hydreigon? Because that's gonna, yeah, Draco Meteor could actually like one-shot me here, so I think I'm actually just gonna double back into Venomax and just play it safe and see kind of a little bit more of a set. He could also opt to U-turn here, which might be a safer play, but I just don't want to lose my Dracula this early in the match, considering how effective it is against things like Scissors. So let's just go back into Venomax, see what he wants to do. He does go for a Dark Pulse here, so we get a little bit more intel on his set, and we can easily take that, which is nice. So what I need to do now is I need to get a Toxic off on this thing. So I'm going to just go for the Toxic here. That's going to be my play. And if he wants to switch out, it's fine. Obviously, his Hydreigon is putting a lot of pressure on us here, but if I can get a Toxic off, that would be really good. He's going to go for the Earth Power here, which is very nice. So we can easily take that. Looks like we're going to live on a good amount of health. And we actually connect the Toxic, which is very nice. Now, here is a situation where we're going to have to make a tough prediction. This is a very tough prediction for us to make. I do think that Venomax has a lot of usefulness in this match still. You know, I don't want to mispredict here and like take a Dark Pulse with something, but at the same time, like, I do think it is in my best interest to save my Venomax here. I think me switching into Gliscor is very likely. I think I'm actually going to go for the Recover. And I fully am aware that he could Earth Power here. This is a 50-50. But since I went into Gliscor last time, he might think that I'm going to do it again and might go for a Dark Pulse or a Draco. And I think we are in Draco Meteor. He does go for the Dark Pulse. I think we can actually live this. And we do live on 13, which is very nice. So we make a great prediction there. Live the hit, get some Black Sludge recovery up, and we're gonna be living and feeling pretty good here and start to Toxic Stall this thing down. Continuing to put pressure on this Hydreigon, which is very nice. So I can continue to recover stall him if I would like. The other option is I can go into Guzma here and potentially take an Earth Power. I don't think going into Mohawk makes a lot of sense, because if he Earth Powers and I go into Mohawk, that would be very problematic. Whereas Guzma can take a couple hits. Let me see what Guzma takes from this thing. I mean, if he Earth Powers versus Dark Pulses, like, Dark Pulse does a lot. It does so much. I'm actually feeling like, as much as it could put me in a bad situation, I feel like my best play here is actually just to recover again and just kind of stall this thing out as best as I can. Yeah, I hate to do that because it gives him a free switch here. He's going to switch this time, and I could have easily switched, but here comes Shatter, which is, I'm assuming, is his Nidoking, and it is going to be the Nidoking. So we're going to see this thing come out right off the bat here. And this thing is very problematic, obviously. Now, what I want to see here is how well do I live like an Earth Power from a Nidoking I actually can live it at full, so I'm gonna just stay in here and just go for a Scald, because this Scald can do a tremendous amount of damage to him. It's gonna do like 50%, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go on the offensive here and try to hit this Nidoking and expect him to expect me to switch. But we did weaken that Hydreigon quite a bit, which is very nice. So he's sitting at about 70%, and he's toxic. Now obviously Nidoking is a very, very big threat to my team. This is probably one of the biggest threats, which is why I think it's so important for me to get this Scald damage off on it. It helps me put him into range of Aqua Jet from Golisopod, things like that, which are super crucial. So he actually just goes for Stealth Rocks. So I had a feeling that this thing would be his rocker. And we're gonna get a very, very big Scald off here, which is nice. And this should do about 50%, it does. We get a burn too, which is very nice. So a couple really good plays there. Now, he could Earth Power. I'm thinking that my play is to go into Darcula here, because I can definitely take an Earth Power, and then I could proceed to knock him out. The other option is I could easily stay in and Scald and pick up the kill and not risk my Darcula. But he really has to Earth Power here, I feel like. Like, he's not gonna Ice Beam. I'm gonna go into Darcula here. I don't think he's gonna Ice Beam. I'm gonna make the play and predict him to go for the Earth Power, or maybe even a middle ground play, but I don't think he Ice Beams here. That would be an insane prediction if he makes it. And he might make the prediction. I don't think he will though. He goes to the Earth Power, so we predict that properly. Sweet. So we'll get our Poison Heal back, feeling pretty good. Now, the only thing he can do here is he can go into his Hydreigon. I could choose to U-turn out, or I can just knock him out. A couple different options here. The U-turn play is a great play. I don't want to take an Ice Beam with anything right now though, which is a problem. So kind of going for an Earthquake here is definitely the safest play. Would he allow his Nidoking to go down right now, or is he going to simply switch? Because basically what happens is if I U-turn and he goes into Hydreigon, that's awesome, because then I get the momentum there. And I actually hit that thing really, really hard. And do I think he's gonna save his Nidoking? I do wanna say he's gonna save it. I do. But if I mispredict, then I have to go into Golisopod, and Golisopod is gonna take Stealth Rocks damage, and it's gonna take an Ice Beam, which is gonna do probably like 15-20%, 20 to 25. Yeah, so actually I could get hit into Emergency Exit Rage if I mispredict this. So I think Earthquake is my best play. The worst thing that happens is he gets into his Hydreigon for free, which I do not want to allow happen. I think he's going to, I'm gonna go for the U-turn. I think he's gonna switch out. He stays in, so good play on his part to stay in. We get a good amount of damage off there, but not quite as much as I would have liked. This is an opportunity for me to go to my Golisopod, which seems kind of like a good middle ground play here, as I can obviously threaten him out with the Aqua Jet. And First Impression, which is kind of cool. And then that keeps him from really switching into much. The other option is he's gonna likely Ice Beam. I could go into Venomax here and just try to recover stall his Earth Powers, because he's gonna go down pretty soon anyway. What do I think is my most dispensable member here? I mean, Venomax has a lot of usefulness in poisoning stuff. I think I'm gonna make the play into Guzma here and take a potential Ice Beam. I wish I EQ'd there, but EQ is probably the better play. That's alright though. We'll see what he's gonna do here. I should be able to take anything. He does go for the Ice Beam, and it should actually keep me above my emergency exit range, but it's gonna be close. It does keep me above it, barely, by like 1. And I think First Impression kills here, but let's just double check. First Impression should kill at this range, so I can First Impression. I can also Aqua Jet. Aqua Jet definitely kills. If he goes into like Tangrowth, then obviously First Impression is better. If he goes into Coco, I think he's like willing to sacrifice this thing anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. The one thing that would mess me up is if he had Sucker Punch, but I don't think he had space for it. He could have it though. I think I'm gonna just go for the First Impression. Or do I just Aqua Jet? Just go for the Aqua Jet. I'm gonna go for the Aqua Jet and just secure the kill. That's good. Okay, so we got rid of him. Good thing there. So Nidoking dies to Aqua Jet, and that's unfortunate because I did take damage that was unnecessary in hindsight on you know, on Guzma, I took an Ice Beam and Stealth Rock's damage, which is definitely kind of a bummer. But at the same time, like, I was able to really weaken his, you know, I was able to get rid of the Nidoking, which is one of the bigger threats to my team. So I got rid of that thing. Steelix is sitting at full health and still has its Sugar Berry in place, so it can help against the, you know, the potential shenanigans of dealing with Hydreigon. But I think Guzma's got a lot of usefulness still, in the fact that it super effectively hits Tangrowth and Slowking, and outspeeds both. I do have speed investment on this thing, so keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm not sure the mechanics of emergency exit with Stealth Rocks though. If Stealth Rocks pops emergency exit, does that switch me out immediately? That would be annoying. It might, but here comes Kevlar, which I'm assuming is the Scissor. Yeah. Okay. So Scissor could easily knock me into the lower range here. What I'm gonna do though is I think I'm just gonna go for the Liquidation and just try to hit this thing as hard as I can, or I can go for an Aqua Jet. He might try to set up on me though, so I'm gonna just go for the Liquidation. I just want to get as much damage off on this thing as I can. He just goes for the U-turn, which is going to knock us into emergency exit range. And actually, it's going to knock us out after the damage, so I wish I Aqua Jetted there. And I actually have to pick my Pokemon first, which is not cool. What could he go into? Tapu Koko? I guess Tapu Koko. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go into Darcula here. Yes, that was a mistake on my part. I should have Aqua Jetted for damage there. We saw a lot of damage though on that thing. That did so much. I wonder if he's like banded or something. U-turn, no, that's about right. That's, no, that's choice banded damage. That's definitely choice banded damage. Oh, and it doesn't actually switch him out. Oh, I forgot about that part. So he's locked into U-turn now, which he might not expect Fire Fang, but he's locked into U-turn now. What would he switch in? I'm just gonna go for the Fire Fang. I don't know if he's gonna expect it. He doesn't, and I hit the Fire Fang. Oh, that's a beautiful day. That's a beautiful day. Give me a flinch burn. Nah, I'll take that all day though. I will take that all day. He's choice banded Scissor. I knew there was some funky mechanic with that. But we just weakened that thing so much. He's at like 30% now. That was huge. That was a big deal. Coco Beware. This thing has Hidden Power Ice all day. But does HP Ice kill? I'm sure it does. Gliscor versus Tapu Koko. Let's see here. I'm sure it does. By a lot. And he knows I don't have anything otherwise. Yeah, HP Ice definitely kills. But like, what does he do to Scissor? I'm sorry, Rolex. I'm just going into Rolex now. I just go right into Steelix here, which is definitely my play. And basically what we're trying to do, guys, I'm just trying to weaken his team to open up Staraptor sweeping, because Staraptor's in a situation pretty soon. If I can get that Scissor to a little lower and keep it from banded bullet punching, Staraptor actually can sweep his team, especially after one more Koko switch in. So we're gonna go to Steelix here now that Nidoking is gone. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. But hitting that, so that was such a weird turn of events, and totally me not understanding how Golisopod's mechanics work. But I knew something funky happened with you got hit with U-turn and you switched out. It like doesn't allow them to switch out or whatever. So let's see if he HP Ices, which is what I'm expecting. He is gonna have the hidden power, and it is gonna be HP Ice, I'm assuming. And that's gonna do just a tiny bit of damage, but that's fine. So Coco's got HP Ice. Now, my Earthquake is incredibly obvious here, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go for a Roar. That's gonna bring that Hydreigon in and switch it back out. I don't think going for an Earthquake makes a lot of sense, considering that I think he's gonna switch, so I'm just gonna go for a Roar here and try to get some more shuffling. He's gonna go for the U-turn again, that's fine. And he's likely gonna go into either Hydreigon or he's gonna go into something else, and if I could Roar them out, kind of force some switches here, I'm gonna get more Stealth Rocks damage. And it's gonna help me wear down his team, so. Pop-Tart. Who's Pop-Tart? Pop-Tart is the Slow King, so he's trying to set up on me, but I'm not going to allow that shenanigans. We're just going to go for a Roar here. Get out of here. Now, I'm sure he's going to have the Regenerator, so it doesn't really do much there. And it brings in the Koko again, which is great. That extra damage is very, very useful. Now, does he predict the Earthquake this time and go into something different other than Hydreigon? I don't know. I'm going to go for the Toxic this time, though, in case he decides to do that again. Obviously that would be a bit of a bummer if he went into Hydreigon, but I'm gonna go for the Toxic. He's gonna go for U-turn again. Will he go back into Slow King, or will he go into Hydreigon this time? predicting my earthquake, because I could just keep roaring them all day. But what we just did is we put that Coco into double edge range, which is a big deal, actually. Very nice. Staraptor is looking like it's gonna be fierce here in a little bit. And we know that Coco, here comes Noodle, which is totally fine by me. If I can get a Toxic off on Noodle here, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. We do land a Toxic, and that is gonna connect on Noodle here, and that is gonna start to wear down Noodle quite a bit, which is a very nice thing. Now Noodle may be going for a knockoff here. That's definitely a concern. I'm kind of feeling like I could just go into my my Gliscor here and really take any hit from him. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna overthink this play. I'm just gonna go straight into Gliscor. And at any point in time, if I need to, I have the option of going into Guzma to just sack it off. So that's what I'm gonna do later in the game if like the Scissor comes in, so I don't have to predict the Scissor's play. I could simply just let him, you know, I'll just let Guzma die to the Stealth Rocks. But let's see what this thing's gonna do. He could go for a knockoff. He could go for like a Giga Drain or something. He is gonna go for the knockoff, so very good, good prediction there. I kind of figured that was coming. We're gonna get our Poison Heal back. So I knew that the knockoff was coming there, so that was a pretty easy play for us to make. So I feel good about that. And you're gonna see this Toxic damage is really starting to rack up, which is nice. Now I have a couple of options here. I can Fire Fang and just do a marginal amount of damage. I can also U-turn here and go into something else, potentially. I don't think Fire Fang's really gonna do a whole lot, and I think the momentum is worth more to me. So I think I'm just gonna go for the U-turn here and get a little bit of chip damage off. Because if I can get into Victini at some point, that could be really useful. Victini like really starts to wreck his team here pretty soon, if I can get it in. So like his only thing that could switch in is Coco, and I have like a great Coco switching in Steelix. So like we have a couple different options there. We just have to kind of play around it properly. But I'm thinking I'm gonna want to U-turn here. I just really don't think that Fire Fang is gonna do a whole lot, even though we're offensive. And I think he's like likely to switch too, because I don't really think he can do much to me unless he has HP Ice, which he could have. He very well could have HP Ice. So I think I'm just gonna go for the U-turn. That seems to be my best play. He is gonna stay in, so he's got actually a bug reducing berry here, which is cool to know. He was prepared. He was prepared for Golisopod, man. Or Tango berry? I don't even know what berry that was, but that's okay. I think this is an opportunity just to go into Venemax. He could HP Ice here. This could be my opportunity to go to Victini as well. Like, Victini could definitely put in some work now. I could go for a V-Create pretty soon. I don't think he's low enough for me to feel comfortable doing that, though, because if I V-Create and mispredict, he could go into Slowking. Actually, he has no switch-ins for a V-Create if I go into Victini and click V-Create. It's just a matter of whether I want to take the hit, you know, because I'm going to have to take either a Grass-type move or something like that, and Victini's so valuable right now. Venemax is a great switch-in, but has zero offensive pressure it can put on here. I'm going to go into Victini. We're going to make a play. We're going to make a play. He's got nothing to switch into a V-Create plus Bolt Strike, so I'm just going to go for it. We'll see what he's going to do, though. If he makes a really good prediction here, that could be problematic, but he does go for the Leaf Storm. Now, we obviously are going to take this relatively well because we resist, but that still does a lot of damage. Still does a lot of damage. Okay. So, let's see here. What do I think he's going to do? He's sitting at about 40%. I know he's not Assault Vest, which is nice. Since he's not Assault Vest, I can actually make a prediction here and go for like a Shadow Ball and try to knock him out. Because I don't think he's fully specially defensive. I do think I could Shadow Ball and kill him here. And potentially catch that Slowking on the switch-in. I could also V-Create and just guarantee the kill, which is tricky. And the thing is, this thing has very, very low special defenses. But if I mispredict here and he knocks me out, that would be detrimental. But like, nothing in his team takes a V-Create at this point either. And V-Create plus, I think, V-Create plus Bolt Strike has a chance to kill Slowking. It actually does after rocks. I'm gonna go for the V-Create. We'll make the safe play. We're gonna make the safe play. Yeah, he stays in. Okay, I'm glad we did that. I'd rather make the safe play. Victini kills Tangrowth with V-Create. Now, it's definitely a bit of a bummer because now I get a speed drop, and Victini has very few attacks left, like 62 out of 175. That puts me at 35%. So I really get one attack left with Victini now. which is not what I wanted. Like, Victini is really supposed to put in the work, but he's gonna go into Pop-Tart here, which is gonna be his Slow King. Does he not expect me to have Bolt Strike? I'm just going for it, dude. If you wanna knock me out, it's fine. I'm gonna Bolt Strike you. What could he switch in? I'm just going for it. If he wants to switch in Hydreigon, that's fine. I'm just clicking Bolt Strike. I just gotta get as much damage off on this thing as I can to sweep. So let's do it. There's a Bolt Strike. Does a tremendous amount of damage to him. Very cool animation too. I'm sure he's gonna knock us out here. And we get a Paralysis. That could be clutch if he gets fully parried here. If he doesn't get fully parried, it won't matter. He does get fully parried, so definitely a bummer for my my good friend Tup here. He's gonna take a big para there, and he shows the lefties. And sorry, Tup, that definitely wasn't you know, the most luck on your end, buddy. So, I mean, I could Shadow Ball here. I don't think Dazzling Gleam does enough, so it's probably not worth going for the Dazzling Gleam. You know, Hydreigon, I mean, Hydreigon could come in, and it doesn't want to take a V-Create, so I think I just V-Create here and just do as much damage as I can, because I don't want to allow him to, like, switch into anything for free here. But V-Create does a lot to, like, there's no way he lives the V-Create. So I'm just gonna go for the V-Create here, just in case he decides to save it. He is gonna save it. And what does he go into? Black Pearl. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. So this is fine. After Stealth Rocks plus V-Create damage plus Toxic, this is gonna really hurt. Like, I don't think this Hydreigon's gonna wanna take this. That's why I went for V-Create, to just play it safe there. And you're gonna see we do a ton of damage to this thing. Wow, that did a lot. That definitely did a lot. And that is huge for us as we continue to weaken this thing and bring him down a lot lower here, which is very nice. Now, realistically, there's no reason for me to save Victini here, I don't think. This thing just dies, pretty much, to poison here. And he is Toxic, so he will die to poison, so I think I just let Victini go down. There's not a whole lot I can do left, so I'll click V-Create again, just to be safe. He's gonna go for the Dark Pulse, and that's fine, so he will pick up the kill. Hydreigon kills Victini with Dark Pulse. Okay, and it should die to poison, I think. And it does. Hydreigon dies to Toxic from... What was that from? That was from... Who Toxic it? Steelix? No, I think it was Venomax. Toxapex. Okay. So now he's got a couple options. I don't want to allow him to get the offensive here. But at the same time, like, I don't want to give him the best opportunity to do anything to me. So anyway, he could go into Scissor here. He could go into Coco here. A couple different options. I think what I want to do, I don't want to allow that Slow King to keep getting Regenerator. That's the thing I'm concerned about. So I'm thinking of going into Darcula here. That Slow King is going to be very problematic if I can't weaken it. Mohawk is also an option, but if he goes into Scissor, then Mohawk is like the worst option. So that's the kind of the issue. If he goes into anything but Scissor, then Mohawk is a great option. Like, Mohawk can win at this point in time. Let me actually see something really quick. I have 44 seconds left. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. Because Staraptor, like, can rip through his team. If I can weaken that Slow King, I just can't allow that Slow King to be any higher than it is. So I'm going to go into Darcula, I think, which can pressure out the Slow King. And can also take on pretty much everything left. So let's go to Darcula here. It's also the one thing that can take on Scissor a little bit better too. So he does Coco here. Alright, so now I have a tough decision to make. Do I think he's going to HP Ice here and try to kill me? Or do I think he's going to predict my switch and go for a U-turn? The last couple times he has... predicted, the last couple times, like, I predicted him, I think I want to stay in here in Earthquake and just expect a U-turn here. Or go for a slower U-turn of my own. Like, a Steelix comes in on this thing 100% and just clicks Earthquake now, and that could really, really weaken the Slow King. Because he's down to Slow King, Scissor, and Tapu Koko. So, I mean, if I lose this thing, it's not as big of a deal. I just feel like he's gonna U-turn. He's gonna U-turn. I think I want to U-turn. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I think I want to U-turn. If he HP Ices, he HP Ices. He goes for the Hidden Power Ice. So he does make the play and goes to the HP Ice. That's fine. He's going to pick up the kill. I'm totally cool with that. Coco kills Gliscor with HP Ice. I don't feel that glass core is necessary at this point in the match. That might have been the shot to go into Guzma, but that's okay. We have it for later. So we're gonna go into Rolex here. Rolex immediately pressures him with Earthquake. I can also Toxic the Slow King and start to wear that thing down, which is gonna be really important. I think my play is actually Toxic, although he could go into Scissor on the Earthquake, but that seems very, very risky, considering an Earthquake is most likely coming. Definitely going to Rolex, though. Definitely going to Rolex. I don't think he's going into Scissor here. I really don't. I think his play would be to go into Slow King. But you know what? I can take a hit from Slow King, too, though. So, like, is it even worth me risking it? And, like, I actually might be a little faster, too. Like, I can definitely take a Scald. I'm pretty sure. So do I want to just go for the Earthquake here just to make sure that Scissor doesn't get a free switch? Or do I want to go for the Toxic? Like, the only thing Scissor could do to me would be Superpower. And that could be very problematic if he Superpowers me. But he's very low if I remember. I'm going to go for the Toxic. I think he's going to go into... I think his switch is to go into Slow King here. I don't think he goes into Scissor. Scissor's so low, it's not going to take an Earthquake. And if he does go into Scissor, then that forces him to Superpower me anyway. So I think he has to go Slow King here. So we're going to make the assumption that he's going to Slow King. He goes into Pop-Tart. Oh, he's paralyzed. I'm an idiot. I forgot that he was paralyzed, guys. Oh my goodness, that was a huge misplay. Huge, huge misplay. Oh my goodness, that was so dumb. That was so incredibly dumb. I can't do anything to this thing now. I'm gonna Earthquake him, I guess. Or what do I want to do? That was so dumb that this thing's paralyzed now. It's actually gonna come back to haunt me. I like 1,000,000% need to get Staraptor in here ASAP. Oh, dude, did I just blow this game because of that? Because if I Earthquake there, that's such a big difference. I can go into Mohawk. Mohawk does not want to take a Scald, though. If he tries to heal up, that could be really bad for me. I can't switch into Mohawk into a Scald. That's so dumb. I have to Earthquake, I think. I think I have to Earthquake. We'll see if he's, like, max physical defense. I think I just messed this game up, though. That was really bad. Oh, that does a lot. That does a lot. He goes for the Slack Off. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. That's what I was worried about. Oh, man. That's what I was worried about. This isn't good. Ah, no. I forgot that he was paralyzed, dude. I forgot that he was paralyzed. Okay, I have to go for the Earthquake here. I have to go for the Earthquake here. I have to weaken this thing to Staraptor range. I think that's what I have to do. That's close to Staraptor range. I think I need one more, though. He's gonna Iron Defense. Oh, I think we just threw this one away, man. I have to roar him out here, actually, is what I need to do. I need to roar him out now. He's gonna be at full, though. This is gonna be really tricky. This is gonna be really tricky to beat this thing now that he's paralyzed. It's actually gonna hurt me that he got paralyzed. He's gonna go for the Scald this turn, so he makes the right play this time. And we're gonna live it on 14. And we get burned. That's not good either. Oh, dude. Good plays on Tup's part, man. This thing is gonna really mess me up now. Here comes Tapu Koko. That's gonna knock me out. I'm gonna die to... well, I'm not gonna die to burn yet, but he could just U-turn here. Oh, dude, that is not good. That is not good at all. He could just U-turn here, I think. I'm just gonna go for the EQ. He just knocks us out. Oh, no. I hope I didn't just choke this. I don't see how I can beat the Slow King, guys. The only way I beat it is if Staraptor is able to get 2 hits off on it. So I need him to get fully paralyzed. But even then, that's like super risky. Oh, dude. That is not good, man. I totally butchered that so bad. Yeah, man, dude, if it wasn't paralyzed, man, I get that paralysis earlier, which like probably helps, but now it hurts so much. Now it hurts so much that just happened. Because there's nothing else I can do. So I have to take Stealth Rock's damage here, which is terrible, because we're gonna take so much recoil too. And then now what I have to do is I have to Brave Bird. Or Double Edge. I actually have to Double Edge, I think. I think Double Edge is better here. Let me just make sure. I don't think Scissor lives anyway, so at this range. Yeah, Double Edge definitely kills. Brave Bird might not. And I don't think Scissor, like Choice Banded Scissor is living anyway. Yeah, I don't think he is. So I'm gonna Double Edge here. Let's see what he does. Oh man, I can't believe that. He could go into Slow King and then switch out too and just get more of a generator. Like take the hit with Slow King, switch out. Oh man, I choked this one away, guys. I really did. I really messed this one up. That's a bummer, man. That's a bummer. It's not over yet, but definitely not looking good. Definitely not looking good. All he has to do is preserve Slow King, and because it's paralyzed, there's nothing I can beat it with. Here comes Pop-Tart. I don't know why he went to Slow King here. I think that was a mistake. I think going into Slow King here was a mistake. But I'm just going to double edge here. I need to get as much damage off on this thing as I can. I have to basically hit him really hard, and he has to get fully paralyzed. And even then, I don't even know if it's gonna matter. If he's not fully physically defensive, there's a chance. But this isn't gonna kill by any means. Good prep on his part, that iron defense. But I think, like honestly, because I can't talk to this thing, I don't think it's gonna matter either way. Like that paralysis, man, that's like, that was brutal. That was brutal. But you gotta give Tup props, man. He really held his Slow King down and kept it alive. I mean, I could get a crit here, I guess. But yeah, you're gonna see that. I need a full para. If he scalds here, we lose. He does get fully paralyzed. All right, well, there's hope. The problem is, if he just switches in a scissor here, oh, you know what though? There's hope, because of these paras. I'm gonna double edge again, which could kill, it should kill the scissor coming in. If he has that. He's gonna switch it out to get the regenerator. Scissor should die here. Yeah, definitely dies here. Oh, this is gonna come down to a damage roll, I think. I think it's gonna come down to a damage roll on that Slow King, guys. Whether or not we win with Staraptor. This is gonna be really close. This is gonna be really close, man. I don't know. What's that Slow King out after Stealth Rock? It's gonna be just a little bit below 50, I think. Oh no, I think that's a damage roll, guys. Max HP, max defense Slow King takes 48.2 to 57. The roll is in our favor. The roll is in our favor. Will we get the damage roll we need to win this game? The roll is definitely in our favor right now. Oh my goodness. I thought we choked that one away, man. I really did. Mohawk coming in at the very tail end there and picking up the W. Staraptor kills Coco. Staraptor kills Scissor. Staraptor kills Slow King. And what's crazy is the one thing that potentially lost me the match with the paralysis on the Bolt Strike is the thing that wins me the match with him getting a fully para. So your boy is sitting lucky today, guys. If that Slow King was actually toxic on that switch in from the Steelix, which was just a brain fart, I'm sick, guys. I've taken a lot of medicine today. Dayquil and all sorts of stuff. If that thing actually got toxic, this is a totally different game, right? That changes the dynamics of the game because then I have Toxapex, and I believe that Toxapex can 1v1 Slow King without a problem with the spread I have because he did seem to be defensive. He had Scald, Slack Off, most likely Psyshock as well. Psyshock does less than half if he's a defensive variant, so I guarantee live that, and I think we win the stall war there, and I don't see how Scissor beats Toxapex. So I don't know, you know, how to phrase this without you know how to make it sound, but the paralysis there ended up being a very big deal. I totally misplayed on that Toxic. Stupid oversight. I should have written it down that he was paralyzed. I forgot. But it ends up being the thing that wins us the game. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what to make of that, but I'll take it. Staraptor picking up 3 kills at the end there. We're gonna move to 2-2. A little bit of luck never hurt anyone, man. I'll take it. We move back into a potential playoff race here, sitting decent again. 2-2 sounds a heck of a lot better than 0-2 and then 1-2. So we're getting there. But big props to OldManTup. He's a good pal of mine. I really like Tup. I have a lot of respect for him, and I'm sorry that I had to go this way, buddy. If you're watching, I'm gonna message you on Discord right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this match. I did. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. My name is Dan. I'll go by aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.